Hello everyone. Welcome to Teatime. I'm dressed a little differently today. It's because we're always locked up. I was just out walking. I will show you what my t-shirt says in a moment. But I'm glad you're here. And Regina, thanks for tuning in. It's good to see you. Strange world we're living in. It just seems to keep going. Today we're going to talk about what's called tramp art. But before I do that, I'll tell you a thing I'm working on. It's what a good friend of mine calls creative license. We are in the guest bedroom of my house. My folks and Twyla's, my wife, passed away's parents, usually had a guest room. We always had a guest room, and it had to be kept perfect in case we had visitors. So you are in the guest bedroom of my house, which we've nicknamed the the Queen's Chamber. I'll give you a brief tour when we're done. I have some objects on the bed which I'm going to show you, and we're going to talk about tramp art, and I'll also show you my t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. It's for a Marine Corps marathon. It's called The Greatest Half in History. And if there would be any wish that I could clone myself, would be to be half Marine. I think it would be really nice. I have a friend who I wish I emulated all of his qualities, because the discipline and there's just a lot of wonderful things about being a Marine. And so today let's thank all the Marines wherever they may be and pray that they'll be safe, and thank them for defending our country. So now I will go on. Hello Arcelius, nice to see you. I'm going to start by showing, sorry about my cat. Oh, by the way, if you have tea, please join me. Today's iced tea. It's so hot outside. I'll be more dressed up in the future, but I can't handle being inside by myself much longer. So anyway, today we're going to talk about tramp art, and I'm going to show you 3 artifacts or examples, and then a couple of things that are related but not tramp art. Tramp art was coined by an article in a Pennsylvania folk art magazine in the 50s. And there are examples of it all over the world, and there are examples that I showed you when we first started, and I'm going to show all of those examples another time. They are having to do with declaring love and marriage and dowries. But today we're going to look at 3 things: a box, a frame, and a lamp, a really interesting lamp. So if you can hold on here a second, I am going to, there we go. Oh! Guess not. I'm back. Hang on. Hang on. Anyway, so I'm going to show you. I will hold it for now, but I think I can prop it up and try so that you can see what I'm going to do. I'm okay. I'm fine. All right, here we go. First is a box. This is tramp art, and tramp art is the layering of small pieces of wood into a pattern. It flourished the most in America during the Depression, and it's been called the most democratic form of art there is. Yeah, I'm okay, everybody. It was just my iPad. The next is this frame in front of you, which is an amazing work. It has 2 openings, and there's a certain technique that's called, and I'll explain that later. And then the third is this lamp. This is the most amazing thing, and all of these are quite interesting and worth discussing. So let's start with the box. Sorry guys, hope you're not getting seasick. I have to move around here. I'll give you a slight view of the room when we get done. The guest bedroom, the pristine guest bedroom. This is a jewelry box, and this is typical of Tramp art with the little white dots. This one has been painted, so it's brown. I added the Madonna in the middle and gave it to my wife as a gift one year, and at Christmas. And as you can see, it's for jewelry. And this particular one, hey Luke, good to see you. This particular one has a mirror and it's been lined with Italian, and there's Punky checking it out, with Italian paper in it. Most likely, I don't know who made this, I don't know the date, but this is a really fine example of Tramp art. And there's Punky inspecting. Punky doesn't bother to say hello, but she's there. So there's this pattern all the way around, and the back, and the top. And there's stacks and layers of wood, which is characteristic of Tramp art. The next is this frame, and I believe this is an example, as much as I know. I'll put it down and then I'll put it vertically. There you are. This is amazing work. There's a corner broken off here, but it's really amazing. Hi, Corey. Hi, everybody. Anyway, this is a double frame with some decoration. It's not all complete, but close. As you can see, they're tiny little sticks carved and then stacked on each other in intricate patterns. And then they're layered, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 layers around the edge, and then 2 layers in the divider. This is quite old, and I don't know its origin. It was given to me by someone as a gift. And let me put it up vertically so that you can see. So you can see how dense it is. It's 3 layers deep. It's really quite wonderful. So this particular one, I'm about 90% certain. Punky's getting comfortable. 90% certain this is called Crown of Thorns. And the original, no, it's not 1,000 years old. It's Tramp art. Sorry, that's a good question, actually. Tramp art was, thank you. Thanks so much. Tramp art, Eve, thank you. Tramp art was popularized in about the 1850s, the late 19th century. So this would be one of the earlier ones. And it was really, from what most people describe, it was done by itinerant people in different countries who were traveling and would just take whatever they have and they would whittle. All you need is a pocket knife and some ingenuity and creativity. I'm showing this to all of you today because this might be something you could do and find to do with your children or with yourself while you're biding time and being tired of being inside. Tramp art was popularized by Buckminster Fuller. And I thought originally it was called hobo art, and I think kind of it is, but when you Google hobo art, thank you, Punky. When you Google hobo art, you end up getting pictures of hobos, and that isn't what this is. So these were done by itinerant people with just a whittling knife, with just a knife, and whittling away and then piling them on top of each other. And the earliest frames were like this. They were called Crown of Thorns frames, and they were done in a round shape. I don't have a round one. This is a version of that. So now I'm going to take you around. Punky's decided to leave us, and I just hit my head on the chandelier. Sorry, guys. This is the most amazing thing yet. And I got this for my office, which I don't have yet. There we go. This is all made out of popsicle sticks, if you can believe it. It's really quite, it's really quite wonderful. I was hoping to get a vertical picture. Each little piece is stacked on the other and then put together and glued. This is a lamp which needs rewiring, but it's just the most fantastical shape. And then it has this star shape at the bottom, and then this, it's almost like stairs to heaven, like the divine ascent. And then at the top, let me go down on the top. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful star system. Kind of looks like the compass rose a bit, but it isn't. Anyway, as you can see, this one needs lots of cleaning. I just haven't, I'm going to have to rewire it and clean it. But these are nothing but popsicle sticks. Isn't that amazing? So, a little bit of history. Buckminster Fuller, who popularized the idea of what I call tramp art, and he does, was actually the he invented the geodesic dome, and there's some similarities. There's a term called tensegrity, which is involved with geodesic domes. It's called floating compression. So this is a little bit like that, and I think it's quite wonderful, really. Also, the constructivist artist Kenneth Snellen used the, I cannot pronounce it right, tensegrity in his works. So this is all related to the geodesic dome, and so we're back in the 70s as well as the turn of the century. I show these today because we are entering a time right now that borders on the Great Depression, and this was very popular during the Great Depression. People would just take things they had around their house and start carving and whittling until they made something. So I'm hoping this will inspire you to be creative and to figure something new that you can make. Here is a 18th century, if not earlier, English tea box, which is all inlaid wood. This is more refined. This is, the lining would have had, it did have a tin lining, and it has this beautiful lid that goes with it. I got this in England in the 70s by the side of a road. Oh, Eve, thank you. That's true. The Popsicle Tower looks like a Russian or Turkish church or old building. It reminds me a bit of the church in Moscow, the famous one with the turrets and the colors. That's very, very interesting. It may have been, I wouldn't be surprised, actually, thank you for sharing that. I wouldn't be surprised if that weren't done by a Russian itinerant. It would make sense because it does have some of that feeling. It has a very Eastern European Russian feeling, like with the pattern of the flowers and all of it. So anyway, but the 18th century, this is very refined with beautiful inlay, and one day I'll do a whole program on just wood inlay because I've got lots of different examples. Hi Peter, good to have you here. Anyway, so the lamp, the box, and the frame are all considered itinerant art, or what I call tramp art, which should be called. Also, all you need is a pocket knife and wood to do these, and also it's the most democratic form of art there is. It's just pure creativity with one knife and some wood. And there you can see me in the mirror. I just want to tell you one more story. a friend of mine said I am good at exercising creative license in whatever I do, and I think that's really true. So I'll tell you something I'm doing. It's obvious that I've been in the house too long, but ever since I moved into this house, and even our house before, my own personal bedroom and Twyla and my bedroom always ended up being the place where I would put things before I could organize them. Some people are born organizers. I am to a point, but I get too distracted. So I've decided that I'm turning my own bedroom into a guest room. I've moved the bed out into the middle of the room, and I'm curating it as if I would like to be a guest in my own bedroom. So that's what I'm doing. I've decided I'm a guest in my own house, and I'm creating an environment which I call my internal garden, or the mudroom. It's my internalized garden that I surround myself with things that I love. One day I'll give you a tour, but the reception there is not very good. It went out when I was trying to show you the wardrobe, and we were talking about the Lion Witch and the wardrobe. I'll give you a quick look at the room. Lots of Russian artifacts, things that I got for the girls when I went to Russia just after the fall of the Soviet Union. Hit my head on the thing again. This is a chair with polychrome, and we'll talk about it at another time. A very, very interesting chair. Over the bed is a late 19th century tapestry. It's machine made. There are a lot of tapestries made in the Industrial Revolution, copied after Avison and hand-done tapestries. There was yesterday's sermon here at Trinity was really interesting. His wife is a weaver, and she was talking about the warp and the woof, and if there's one thread that's weak, the whole thing will begin to fall apart. And I've thought about that with what we're facing right now. So let's keep praying for everyone who's suffering. And this is the guest bed, which is pristine as usual. And I'll back up. These two windows face over at the church. Punky, get out of the way. Here we go. Let's go around this way, and this is the chandelier and the fireplace. And I will discuss that portrait later. And so here I am. Thank you all for joining me. I will be back tomorrow for tea, and I hope you're enjoying your iced tea, and I also hope that you can join me tonight for the next chapter of The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's very exciting. It's about Peter, so tune in, and I'll talk to you soon. God bless.